Welcome to the show. In today's video, I will share with you my top 5 default settings, maybe secret settings, that new players and even some seasoned veterans may not know about, and you should consider changing immediately. So with that being said, let's get right into the weeds, and we'll jump right into multiplayer so we can go to our little settings cog over here, give that a click. And number 5 can be found under your controller settings. And if we scroll down, you'll see controller vibration. The default is set to on. You definitely want to turn this off. The last thing you want to have happen when you're setting up a shot is the controller to vibrate and perhaps then causing you to move one of the sticks because of the vibration, or even hesitate because your controller vibrated. And so this is pretty much a no-brainer. Turn controller vibration off. All right, let's move on to number 4, and that will be under your account and network tab. I have no idea why this falls under this tab, but you want to turn off the default setting for dismemberment and gore effects. That is defaulted on. You want to turn those off. For starters, that is going to help with saving on frames per second, thus not bogging down your game when you're playing. Also, it just gives you a cleaner field of view. Now, unless you're here for the gore, I recommend turning this off. But if you are here for the gore, you can leave it on and immerse yourself in the full effects of the game. Next is number 3, and that is under your sound or audio settings. So if we jump over here, and if we scroll down, you will find reduce tinnitus sound turned off. You actually want to turn that on, because when a grenade or a loud concussion goes off, if you have this feature turned off, you might end up with a ringing noise pumped into your ear rather than a dull noise. And honestly, at my age, going on 55, my ears constantly ring as it is. The last thing I need is this game to pump more ringing noises into my ear. So I have this turned on to reduce that noise. Also, sound is a very important part of this game. You're listening for footsteps, and the less added noise you have pumped in through your headphones or your speakers is going to be beneficial. And that is why this comes in at number 3 and is actually often overlooked, because it just gets mixed in with all your other audio settings. And like many settings, it's really user preference, but for me, I prefer not to have extra ringing in my ears. I have enough as it is. Now, moving on to number 2. And number 2 is going to be under the graphics tab, and it's going to be under your view tab up here at the top. And if we scroll down, it is inverted flashbang. The default is set to off. I have this turned on. Rather than a white flash, I prefer a black flash. Again, the black flash is going to save on your frames per second, so that might help with the playability of the game. And also, for me, again, a personal preference, a black flash versus this white flash, I'm less likely to blink or look away with a black flash on the screen than I am from a white flash. So I recommend inverting that flashbang to black. 1, to help with your frames per second, and 2, I just think it is easier to see a black flash than it is a white flash on your screen. Now, number 1 is under your interface tab, so if we give that a click, and it's going to be under the gameplay HUD tab, so we give that a click, and it is mini-map shape. The default for this is actually round, and you want to change this to square, as square will give you a bigger view than the round will give you. And so when it comes to this game, more information in this case is better than less information. And I can tell you from my little experience of playing Black Ops 6, this minimap has saved my life many times, and also helped me take out opponents as they are approaching and knowing where they are on the map. And so again, more information with the square map is much better than less information with the round map. And so with that being said, here is a bonus item that you can change, and that is going to be under your HUD presets. And then under visuals, if you click on that, you can scroll down to where it's scale for your mini map and make your mini map. I bump it up to 120, and that just sizes up the mini map on my screen. 120 isn't going to take up much more of the screen because it's up here in the corner of my screen, but it does make it a little easier for these old eyes to see what's on that mini map. And so that would be my bonus item, that many players actually never go in here and change the scale or the size of their mini map. If it's annoying to you and it's too big, you could make it smaller. But if you're like me and maybe your eyes aren't what they used to be, I make it bigger. So I think that pretty much wraps it up for this video. I just really wanted to share with you my top 5 default settings, somewhat secret settings, that I think all new players and even some seasoned veterans need to change immediately to improve their gameplay over here on Call of Duty Black Ops 6 multiplayer. So if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, spike a like, maybe shoot that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. And if you have any questions, comments, maybe there's some default settings I didn't touch on you think are important, drop those in the comment section down below. And until next time, seek and enjoy.